Alright folks, it's combo time again. I'm going to go over a 2-card combo with Rescue Rabbit and Scorpio. It's more of a concept just to get card draw. We could probably turn this into a combo that builds a board rather than drawing cards, but just to showcase one way that you can go like +7, I think it is, but I'll just jump right into it. What we're going to do, keep my hand down here for now, but we're going to normal summon the Scorpio and discard a random monster from our hand. And that's going to special summon Cobra from our deck. A lot of this is going to be pretty standard at first. Cobra will search Brilliant Fusion. And we're going to overlay for Invoker, who's going to detach Scorpio to special summon Thousand Blades from our deck. So instead of going for Mrs. Radiant, we're going to go with Isolde. So we're going to get rid of Invoker and Thousand Blades to special Isolde. And when you special summon Isolde, her effect is going to go off to search a random warrior to your hand. So we'll just call this guy a warrior. So, now that we have our zones open up, we're going to go ahead and play Brilliant Fusion. Doesn't really matter what column you put these cards in, by the way. I'm just trying to keep my workspace clean here. So Brilliant Fusion's going to send the Garnet and the Trick Clown to special summon Seraph Knight. Trick Clown and Thousand Blades will trigger, so you'll special summon the Thousand Blades and the Trick Clown. So from here, before we go getting the Isolde out of the way, we're going to use the second effect. And we're going to Foolish Burial to equip cards. One is going to be Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, and the other one is going to be Cursed Bamboo Sword, so that we can special summon a level 2 warrior from our deck, which is going to be Doppelwarrior. The Cursed Bamboo Sword in the graveyard is going to trigger and add a Golden Bamboo Sword to our hand. So, now our hand is 2 random cards we started with, Rescue Rabbit, a warrior that we searched, and a Golden Bamboo Sword. So from here we're going to go ahead and use the Trick Clown and the Thousand Blades to link summon for Ib the World Chalice Priestess. The effect of Ib isn't really relevant, but we're just going to use it to draw cards with Ningrisu and to co-link some other stuff. From here we'll use Seraph Knight's extra normal summon to normal summon Rescue Rabbit from our hand. We can go ahead and use the effect Rescue Rabbit to banish itself and special summon 2 of this card, Angel Trumpeter from our deck. It's a level 4 Earth Plant Tuner. So what we're going to do is use the Trumpeter and the Doppelwarrior. Correction, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to use the Seraph Knight and the extra Trumpeter over here for a Nightmare Goblin, who's going to discard a card to draw a card, which prior to making the Goblin, we're actually going to banish the Invoker and the Thousand Blades to add this Phoenix Sword from our graveyard to our hand, so that when Goblin activates, we can just discard the Phoenix Sword to get a draw. So Goblin is going to go ahead and draw us a card. We'll just use these little +1 goats as representing random cards we've drawn. So next we're going to synchro with the Doppelwarrior and the Trumpet for Coral Dragon, if I can find it. We can put the Coral Dragon over here, and then Doppelwarrior is going to trigger and summon 2 tokens. So I'll go ahead and put the tokens on the opposite ends of the board there. You'll use one of the tokens on the right side here. It's kind of important that you use this one for Imduk, the World Chalice Dragon, this little Link 1 that points up guy. You basically just need the 2 World Chalices because we're going to use Isolde and Nightmare Goblin to go ahead and Link summon Ningirsu. And when he's summoned, you're going to draw cards equal to the number of World Chalice monsters that he points to, which is 2. So you're going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and just move the Brilliant Fusion out of the way here for now. So we're going to draw 2 cards. So from here, the next thing that we're going to do is use the Coral Dragon and the token. Or I mean the Coral Dragon and the Ningirsu. There it is. It's a little confusing. To special summon a Firewall Dragon from our extra deck, which we can pretty much just put here or here. It doesn't really matter. They're both open from the IB. But when Coral Dragon leaves the field, you draw a card. So you draw another card. And then in our graveyard, we have the Phoenix Blade again with 2 warriors. So we'll activate the Phoenix Blade to return it to our hand by banishing 2 warriors, which is going to be the Isolde and the Doppelwarrior. So we'll get rid of those cards. Get the Phoenix Blade back. And then from here, Firewall Dragon is actually going to add a card from our graveyard to our hand because he's co-linked. So here you're pretty much going to just try to add any generic card that you would shuffle back into your deck. So I'll go ahead and use this to represent that. So we'll add the monster we originally discarded back. So now we can use, treat these monsters as link, like random link 1s, not with their link rating. We'll use Firewall, IB, the World Chalice guy, and the token to link summon Yugioh. So let me move my hand up here so we can kind of understand what's going on here. Yugioh is going to draw 4 cards. We got 1, 2, 3, and I ran out of them, so I'll just grab this other one. 4 cards. And then Yugioh is going to put 3 cards back on the bottom of your deck. So what you can do is the monster you added back with Firewall, the Phoenix Blade, and then either the Bamboo Sword or the Random Warrior. It doesn't really matter. I'll go ahead and say that for an example. We'll put the Random Warrior we search with Isolde back. But what this does is it makes Yugioh's draw 4, put 3 back. Basically just to draw 4 because the 3 cards that you searched throughout the combo were just kind of given to you. So at the end of this, using just Scorpio, Rescue Rabbit, 10 extra deck monsters, and playing a few bricky cards like Phoenix Blade and the Bamboo Sword Engine, which as a whole isn't that terrible because this card draws 2, but we have the 2 cards we started with. We search a Bamboo Sword, and then we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So if you go just off of card economy, we started the turn with 5 cards in our hand, and now we have these 6 Yugioh, so that's like a +7. You don't really have to count the Brilliant Fusion as a card advantage because it's just stuck on the board. It's artificial card advantage. It doesn't actually provide anything unless you're playing cards like Zephyros or something that could use the spell. There's probably a way to do the same combo with the starter cards and end with just a big board with Naturia Beast and maybe like a Firewall or a Trigate Wizard Firewall combo, or some of the new Nightmare cards outside of Goblin where you could end with, where we got it, the Griffin or Unicorn. So I'll try to come up with some Nightmare related combos using the starters, as well as some plant Nightmare combos. But if you want to take this and run wild with it, let me know what you come up with, or if you like the idea. This is a guy at my locals and I, shout out to Marc for bringing the Doppelwarrior thing to my attention, but you can also summon some more bricky cards like Hero Kid with Isolde, who summons 2 copies of itself, but that's more than likely just worse than playing Doppelwarrior. Yeah, I don't know, overall you draw a lot of cards. You could probably loop Yugioh multiple times with a similar combo to where you can draw even more cards. Because before I end the video real quick, if you look at any of the main deck cards we use for the combo real quick and just count them. So you got these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Brilliant Fusion makes 11. And then the cards in our hand, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we had 22 cards out of a 40 card deck. And if you're playing things like Golden Bamboo Sword or Upstart Goblin, there's a chance that you could go for the high ceiling of even more bricks and just play like some sort of FTK like Yugioh or any kind of combo-oriented thing that you could draw that could just win. Because if you can Loopster Yugioh or play an Upstart or, you know, any of these random represented +1 cards could be any type of extender. So just some food for thought. I'll come up with more stuff relating to this and the Nightmare Monsters here probably next week. So let me know what you think.